Hello everybody, today we're going to be making my mom's famous Arabic bread. Super yummy and everyone in my family loves it and we hope you do too. So here are the ingredients, and if you want you can pause and take a screenshot so you can follow along. But first my mom is adding 6 cups of organic unbleached flour. Make sure you count them very carefully because this is definitely a step I always mess up on too. And then she will be adding 1 teaspoon of baking powder, 2 teaspoons of salt, and finally 3 teaspoons of quote-unquote sugar, which is healthy but obviously tastes kind of bad because, you know, bad unhealthy sugar tastes so much better. So do what you will with that information. But yeah, add some yeast and mix like your life depends on it. Seriously, then you're going to be adding 1 cup of yogurt and a half cup of sour cream. Make sure you don't add 1 1/2 cups of yogurt because obviously they look the same. Now you're going to chuck all of that into your mixer and start mixing for a good amount of time until your dough looks like this. Once your dough looks like this, you're going to start splashing in some milk, and at that exact 45-degree angle. And that's going to be 1 cup of that. You're going to keep mixing until your dough clumps all together and starts going a little bit crazy in there. Once you reach this point, you will add a 1/4 cup of olive oil and keep mixing until you're drowning it in the olive oil. And it needs help. It's calling out for help and you're not helping it. That's good. Don't help it. Let it keep suffering until it cleans up all of the olive oil itself. And now it's a beautiful dough and it's ready to be taken out of the mixer. Then we're going to put it in a separate bowl, or honestly you could have just kept it in the mixer, and you're going to knead it on either side or a couple of times. My mother apparently loves this side way more, and that's fine, I guess. Then we will cover it with saran wrap and leave it to proof for about an hour in either an oven or a convection drawer, whatever you have available to you. So for now, we're going to say bye-bye to the bread so that we can let it grow into an independent young woman. And now it is beautiful. Look at it, it's stunning. And we're gonna punch it right in the middle after you take the saran wrap off of it. And we admire our 3 towels that are useless on the side as well as our 2 rolling pins that have nothing to do with the sequence at all, but you're gonna just keep punching it in the middle and just ignore those different things and start raking it in towards the side counterclockwise. Specifically, you can't do it clockwise or it's gonna not work. I'm just kidding, you can do whatever you want. But then just drizzle some olive oil or flour on your surface so that the bread doesn't stick to the countertop, and separate into 4 very equal parts and fold them inwards like a little dumpling and set them aside because we will be cutting these shortly. So each of these balls, flatten them and cut them into quarters as well. Same dumpling type style method. Next we can roll out the dough into 6, 7, or 8 pieces depending on how many you want to serve. Obviously the more pieces you have, the smaller the serving size will be. So everyone in your family, what they prefer, just ask them. And now we're going to take each of our mini doughs and roll them out using only 1 rolling pin. It's necessary to have another rolling pin just in case for moral support in front of you, but don't use that one. You're not allowed to. Just 1. And it needs to be obnoxiously small. We already bugged my mom about this, about, why couldn't you just buy a big one? But it's okay. Just repeat this process for all the minis. And yeah, just keep adding the oil or flour to make sure it doesn't stick to the countertops. Look how beautiful this shot is, by the way. It's gorgeous, just like your face. And now we're going to have, so 1 didn't work, you need 2. So you need 2 covers for all of your dough. And finally, it's time to start the cooking/baking process. Oh, but let them rest for 10 to 15 minutes before you start cooking. But anyways, after that, it's time to get baking/cooking. And you can use however many pans you want. My mom usually uses 3 so that she can get more done at the same time. When it's like breakfast rush hour and she goes crazy, she's super fast and super skilled. But 2 right now is fine for the sake of this video and shot, I guess. So you'll be rotating the breads in order to get a nice finish on either side. Also press around add pressure on the rims of the bread in a circle or wherever you see any holes so that we can get a little bit of air expansion happening inside so they puff up super cute. My mom gets super happy when this happens. You can hear her randomly scream in the house like, oh my god, they're so cute, it's happening. So I think that's a little serotonin to start your day, especially if you're having this for breakfast, so really nice. And it's funny, we were joking about how we cut out all of the bad breads for these clips, but unfortunately there is always a bad bread in one of your batches. However, we will be having a video out soon about how to make it always perfect, so don't stress. This is just a little precursor to what you should be expecting soon. But yeah, if you want more flat bread, you can use a big pan. If you want more puffed up bread, you can use a smaller pan. That way the heat concentrates in different areas and minimizes the number of holes / how much air is going to end up happening, going inside of the bread. You could see that, the numbers if you look at each of the pans separately. And you can play some basketball, and she scored all of these for sure. And now we're going to arrange them in a nice little circle with some spices that we will eat these with. But yeah, that's it. We hope you guys had fun time making this bread, and we hope you will love eating it for the next month because it never runs out. And pro tip, you can freeze them and reheat them in an oven. And my most favorite part is watching them rise again in this little oven of ours. There's something about the right one. The right one always rises. So anyways, comment down what you think below about why the right one ends up puffing up. And now it's definitely not burnt and super yummy to enjoy. Bye! Thank you for watching!